Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Myra. In today's video, I will be sharing my 10 palette recommendations for this summer. So I obviously do not have every palette out there in the world, but I am going to share whatever I have in my collection. There's obviously been new releases, but I do not own all of the palettes. So this is what I have. What I am looking for in the palettes is I am trying to go in with more bold colors and very easy blendable shades. I want to do more of a one shadow look on my eyes, so that is what I am aiming for with these palettes. This is not going to be in any particular order, they're only going to be in alphabetical order. So I am going to start with the most recent palette that I purchased, which is this ABH Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 5, or the lilac palette. I actually did a 3 looks with this palette, so I will link that in the eye cards above and also in my description box if you want to check that out. This is the palette that I actually have on my eyes today. I went in with this shade right here, the B2, and then I went in with the A1 just to blend out the crease, and then for my inner corner I used the shade C2. So I've been loving this palette so far. I think these are very pretty bold colors. Obviously it's a very purple toned color palette. You can obviously wear it during the morning, or you can easily create a night look to go out, but I have really enjoyed this palette. So the next palette is also an ABH palette, and it's also in the Pro Pigment palettes, and this one is actually the volume 2. As you can see right here, these are very neon colors. It's more blue toned obviously, but what I like in this palette is these neon shades that you can obviously see right here. Let me swatch for you guys here some shades that I am interested in using this summer. Obviously they are bold and some of them are neon. And it also has very pretty shimmer shades. This one's actually one of my favorites. And then let me look here and say this one. It has very pretty shimmers in here, and this one right here. So they're very pretty shades. That this one in particular is the one that I'm very interested in using this summer, just because again they are very bright neon colors, and that's what I'm looking for in this palette. This shade B5, it doesn't show on the eye as it is shown in the pan, and then this other shade, the B4, that actually also is kind of patchy. So I just wanted to share that with you in case you want to pick this palette out. And then the next palette is also an ABH palette. I promise this is the last ABH one that I have, and this one I dropped right now when I was trying to get a thumbnail, so this shadow shattered on me earlier. But again, these colors are very attracting to me right now. These shades here are very gorgeous on the eye. Again, just with a one shadow blended on the eyelid and you're good to go. And that is what I'm looking for in these shades. Most of these shades are going to be pressed pigments, and in case you don't want that because obviously they are not safe to use around the eye area, but you know, just keep that in mind. The next palette on my list is this one from Beautē, and this is obviously very pretty packaging. I really like that. This one is called Slice of Paradise, and I also like the colors in here. They are very gorgeous for this coming summer, and you can obviously see that it's pretty much a rainbow palette, but in a more muted version, I guess. And let me swatch here some of these shades. These are very creamy. Some of these are a little bit on the dry side, but that is because I've had this palette for quite a long time. Actually, I think I'm going close to hitting 2 years with this palette, but I like these shades a lot. They're very blendable. They are so pigmented as well. And here are some more swatches of those. I don't know if you can see that there, but yeah, this is a very pretty palette as well. The shimmers here, they're very beautiful too. It's right there. You can see this one's very very pretty. And on the lid, this looks very awesome. I don't really hear many people talking about this brand, the Ace Beautē, but I've enjoyed these palettes. This next palette I actually picked up in an Ulta haul, which I can link in the iCards above if you haven't seen that haul. And this one is from Morphe. This one is the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I've been really enjoying this palette. I've used pretty much all the colors in here already. And this palette, I mentioned in that haul that it's pretty much a year-round palette. You can use it year-round, but I decided to have this on my everyday drawer just because these colors here, there are some bright colors in here, especially like this one is very attracting to me. These pink shades, the purples in here, they're very pretty, and I wanted to recommend it for you guys. So obviously I am aiming more towards those oranges, pinks, purples for this coming summer. And in this palette, these two shades right here, they pack a punch. They are extremely pigmented. They're very pretty on the eyes. Also, the shimmers in here, they're so pretty. Let me swatch some for you guys. For example, this one here, they're so stunning. This gold here is very blinding as well, as you can tell. They're very pretty shades. And this one also comes with a topper. Well, at least that's how it's performing on mine. I don't know if it's already hit hard pan, but this one is pretty much a topper. So, you know, you could just, as you can see, it's very muted. So that's obviously a topper, but it's very pretty when you mix it with other shades. And this palette obviously has a lot of those neutral tones there, just for like an everyday eye look. You can very easily go more bold, which again, that's what I'm aiming for. So I highly recommend this palette. Now these three next palettes, they are more on the neutral, cool tone, more warm toned palettes. And the first one that I'm going to recommend for you guys is from Nabla Cosmetics, and this one is the side by side nude palette. I really enjoy this palette a lot. It's very gorgeous in my opinion, and obviously it has very cool tones and neutral tones here. The shadows here are very blendable. This one probably is the one that's going to be a little bit more patchy, but obviously you can easily build it up as well. And some of these shadows here, these shimmers, I mean, they are very pretty and gorgeous. They are very pretty and gorgeous on the eyes. And then this tone, this shadow here, I'm sorry, this one's my favorite one actually from that palette. It's a very like a pewter shade. Well, it aims more towards a pewter shade. And this one here is also pretty stunning. They're pretty wonderful shades. This one again is more like a topper, and I've had a lot of use on this palette. I will continue using this during summer. This shade here as well, this one pulls a very pretty summer color. I don't know if it's picking on the camera, but it's more of a peachy pinky tone shade. I really recommend this for you guys. It's very gorgeous. The next palette is from Natasha Denona. This is more on the warmer side, but you guys probably own this palette, and that's going to be the bronze palette from Natasha Denona. This is, again, it has some cool tones here, and it's not similar to the Nabla Cosmetics. This is more of a warmer palette, so you can obviously create a lot of bronzy looks during summer. And these shades here, some of my favorite ones are going to be this one right here. I also enjoy Rhodium. I'm sorry, I can't see. High Degree, and then I think it's this one, the True Bronze. Let me grab some of those. So there's that. This one is obviously very pretty. It's like a duochrome. There are a few duochromes in this palette. I think there's like 3 or 4. And then this cream to powder shade right here, the Deep Dive, that one actually blends really nice in my opinion, and I don't have trouble with it, and it's very super creamy. So this one could also be a very good travel palette as well, in case you are traveling right now. I think this one's going to be a very nice, pretty traveling palette. Another travel friendly palette that I recommend for you guys during this summer is another one from Natasha Denona, and this one's going to be this mini retro palette, which the glare was hitting at it directly, but it's this one right here. This one's a little bit more, again, on the cool tone side, but these mattes here are very creamy and they are extremely gorgeous on the eyes, these right here. And again, this is more of a natural palette. I think it's gonna look very, very natural on the eyes. And these shades here, the shimmers, and are very pretty. As you can see, they are so blinding. And this one here is more like a topper, in my opinion. This first one right here, this one's more like a topper, but you could do so many looks with this. And again, these pink tones right here, they are going to be so nice during the summer. Now these last two palettes are actually from Voss, and the first one that I'm going to recommend is the Flamingo eyeshadow palette. The packaging is so cute. I like this one because it has many bold colors, like these right here. They're very, very pretty. This black shade right here, it's not the best black eyeshadow, but I like how they have this neutral tone here. It's gonna help a lot with blending the eyeshadow, and it's gonna be a good transition shade, as well as this one right here. Those are very, very pretty shadows that you could use obviously with all of these shades here. The mattes here, again, they're also very creamy. I really like this one. This blue one right here called Beach Ball, and then the coral shade is also very, very pretty. And this one right here, the Lemonade. So these are such pretty colors, and they are going to be very pretty, very beautiful on the eyes. And some of my favorite shimmers in this palette are actually on the blue toned side, which is the Tidal Wave. This one has a metallic look, and then Surf is also very pretty. And this shade here, and I believe the bikini one. I think these are some of my favorite ones from the palette. And again, like I said, this one right here is so pretty on the eyes. Look at that metallic hitting. It's very pretty. This one has like yellow undertones, and that's what I like about this one here. And if obviously, you know, this purple one that it's not picking up on the camera nicely, but they are very, very pretty on the eyes. So again, I recommend this one. I know there are mixed reviews on this palette, but I genuinely really enjoy this palette. It's so pretty on the eyes, and the mattes are very blendable. There is some kickback on the pants, but it's very mild. The last palette that I'm going to talk about, like I said, it's from Voss, and this one is called Coral Crush. This palette is stunning. It's very pretty. I love the shades in here. They are again on the coral tone, yellowy, peachy side, pinky side. So this one has very stunning colors. I also enjoy the yellows in here, this coral one, and I can't get over this palette. It's so pretty. You can obviously create like a more smokier look with these colors down here, but again, I'm aiming more towards these shades here on this side. And this one in particular, this shade called Shore, I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up, but it's a very stunning shade. As you can see, it's like kind of like a duochrome. It has a gold and a pink tone to it. I love that shade. It's so pretty. And then let me swatch more for you guys, which I did Glow Up, Peachy, Passion, and Eternal is also a very pretty one. This one right here. So again, the shimmers are so pretty. They are very blinding on the eyes, and I think this one's gonna be one of the ones that I'm going to be using more during the summer. Hopefully you guys can also pick it up if you can. Now there's obviously a lot of eyeshadow palettes out there, but last time I checked, these are all actually available right now. I don't want to include palettes here that are discontinued or not available for you guys. So I'm going to leave links for all of these palettes in case you're interested in any of them. Please let me know if you decide on picking any of these palettes, or maybe you don't like some of these, so let us know as well your experience on each of these palettes. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I am also going to be sharing a summer palette recommendations, but with more affordable palettes. I'm probably thinking of doing $20 or less palettes, and hopefully you guys will subscribe, that way you won't miss that video. So stay tuned for that video. I hope you guys are excited because I am very excited to share some palettes that are a little bit more affordable, and I hope that you guys are well. Please stay safe, and I'll catch you on my next one. Bye.